So what I would like to talk about in the last slide is how we can read information off from a graph. Now, so far we only looked at linear graphs, but not everything in real life is linear. You will find that most of the graphs are actually not linear. There is some kind of curves. Now, what kind of information can we see in this particular graph? Now, if you look at the axes, what we can say is in the horizontal axis, we can see the quantity, and the quantity is measured in thousands, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. On the vertical axis, however, we can see the price and cost in dollars, and that is going up by 50 cents. So 50 cents, $1, $1.50, $2, and the rest of it. And also you can spot that there are 3 different curves in there. One is named MC, the other one is named ATC, the third one is named AVC. Now, because you are studying economics, you must be familiar with these abbreviations by now. And you should recall that MC represent marginal cost, ATC represent average total cost, and AVC represent average variable cost. And obviously all of these 3 different concepts have got different calculations to them. So what can we do with this graph? Well, there is an information given to you here, and it says that this is a perfectly competitive market. And it tells me that the market price is $3. And it asks me a question. What is the profit of this company? Now, when I want to calculate profit, well, profit is the total revenue minus the total cost. So to be able to calculate the total revenue, I need to find the price and I need to multiply that by the quantity. And the total cost can be calculated in numerous different ways, but we're going to refer back to the graph to be able to find out what way can we calculate the total cost. However, first we need to find the total revenue. So there is a lot of different price and quantity combinations in here on the 3 different curves. So how can we decide which curve to look at? Well, that is actually given by the fact that we're working in a perfectly competitive market. So perfectly competitive market means that the company is a price taker. So the company has got no influence over the price whatsoever. Whatever the market price is, the company has to take it. So the way that the company can sort of manipulate things a little bit is by manipulating the cost. So perfectly competitive market, they're always making sure that the marginal cost is equal to the price. Now this is the information that we can exploit in here, because if we go back to the graph and we have a look at it, we can see that the market price is 3 and there is a marginal cost graph on our picture. So if I trace across at the $3 price level, then I can nicely trace down to Q, and I can spot that actually if the price is $3, then the accompanying quantity on the marginal cost curve is 4,000. Well, that's handy, because now I can calculate the total revenue. So the total revenue will be 3 times the 4,000, which is altogether $12,000. Now that's half the solution, but I still need the total cost. Now the total cost can be calculated in many different ways, but one way that we can use in this particular case, that is exploiting the definition of the average total cost. Now the average total cost is nothing else but the total cost divided by the quantity. So if I rearrange this equation, I can say that the total cost is equal to the average total cost times the quantity. Remember, I want total cost on its own. It's divided by quantity, So to remove the quantity, I need to multiply up both sides by the quantity. And the reason why it's good for us is because on the graph we have got the average total cost. So going back to the graph, on the 4,000 quantity, now we trace back all the way to the average total cost and we trace across. And what we see there is if quantity is 4,000, then the average total cost will be $2, which we can just write as 2. So now I can calculate the total cost, because that will be 2 times the 4,000, which gives me 8,000. So now I've got the total revenue and I've got the total cost being 8,000. So I can calculate the profit. So that will be 12,000 minus 8,000, giving me $4,000. So this particular company, with these marginal cost, average total cost and average variable cost curves, can make a profit of $4,000 when it's working in a perfectly competitive market where the market price is $3. So this is the end of the video tutorial. I hope you found it useful, and I wish you best of luck with all these types of calculations and drawings.